and welcome to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is the It's the first podcast of 2020, and we're off to a great start since I can't even say the word first. So, hello and welcome back to all of our viewers. It's been a while. Last podcast was, I can't remember if it was before Christmas or just before New Year's. Honestly, it's been a blur because we had, of course, Christmas and we had a bunch of family stuff. Then we had Josh and I's cruise little getaway, which was very much needed. Very relaxing, but also then as soon as we came back from that, it was pound on the floor, let's go, 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 because I literally had 30 hours when I was at home and then turn all around and go to VKL and then come back and never-ending laundry. And we decided, of course, let's start the new year fresh. We have the urge to purge the house, so it's like clean out cabinets and drawers and all that kind of stuff. And so it's been a crazy start to the new year, but it's been very good as well. Lots of fun energy and productiveness, actually. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate you guys. And I've said that before, and I'll keep saying it. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who gives a like, a follow, a thumbs up, a subscribe, notifications, all the little doodads you can do in YouTube. Thank you really much. Thank you really much. Thank you very much. I've not had enough coffee. There's so much yarn on the floor, I can't even fit my coffee cup on the floor. No. It's going to be that kind of podcast. There's so much yarn on the table, I can't even fit my coffee cup. So, cheers to the new year. Although, it's the one thing. When you hold the cup, you can never see my logo. Note for next time. Yes, I like a little cream with my coffee. Or a little coffee with my cream. I don't know what you say. Whatever, it's too early. Okay. No, it's really not too early. I've just been up since 5. Okay. Podcast. Let's get going. I thanked all my subscribers. So if you're brand new, if this is your first time watching, it does get better. I will promise you that. I'm usually not all over the place, although I feel like I've said that like every episode for the past 7 or 8 episodes. So maybe I'm just frazzled. I don't know. But I still podcast and I do enjoy it. And I do thank you if this is your first time and you like the chaos and subscribe or like or give a thumbs up, whatever it is that you do. I really do appreciate it. So, first thing first, we always like to start we. It's the royal we. Me and my mannequins. This is going to be a crazy podcast. Yes, I like to show off my finished objects. So, I have a finished object. Yeah. So if you tuned in last time, you would have known that I said that I was going to take my rose cardigan on the cruise. And I think I also said I was taking my Cumulus blouse, which I did take both of those on the cruise, and try to finish. My goal was to finish the rose cardigan by the time I came back from the cruise so it would be ready at Vogue. I could block it in the 30 hours that I came home. I succeeded by the skin of my teeth because it was literally the last 2 rows in the bind-off happened in the car on the way home from the airport at 10 o'clock at night or whenever it was we landed. But now, there's still like 2 ends that didn't get woven in. And one popped through on the wrong side. So I have to fix that, but I will be doing that today. But this is the rose cardigan. And if I saw you at Vogue, you would have seen me Thursday I was wearing it. Now there was no show on Thursday, but like wandering around the city and at the hotel I was wearing it. And then I wore it on Sunday. So this is the rose cardigan. There's my little end. Creative CC and I had matching unwoven ends in our sweaters. So this is the rose cardigan. And you can see the detailing here. This is really a fun sweater to knit. Now, it is a process. Process? Yes, process knit, because there's a lot to it. Everything is very simple. If you can, in her instructions, she says this is more of an intermediate pattern. As far as stitches goes, no, it's really not. If you can knit and purl, if you can do a backwards loop or cable cast on, and if you can cable 3 stitches and knit into the back of a loop, that's all you need to know to knit the rose cardigan. It's just there's a lot of pieces because you knit everything in pieces. So you have 4 main body pieces. Then you have to pick up and knit 2 cuffs. Then you have to knit separately 2 neck bands, sew them on, seam them, and you have to knit your waistband. So there's just a lot of involvement, and it's definitely a more lengthy process than, say, like the portage cardigan or the Weekender or Cavia or just anything like that, mostly because it's fingering weight, so it just naturally will take a little bit longer than a DK weight sweater typically. But I encourage you, if you don't mind a little bit of a challenge and don't mind that, okay, this project, let's just say you're I'll say a semi-fast knitter, or you have a lot of time to knit, so you can bust out a sweater in 2 to 3 months. If you allow yourself, say, 4 to 5 months of consistently working on this, you can easily get it done in that time frame, if not less. Honestly, I finished the last half of the sweater in 14 days that we were gone. Now, I had already knit 3 of the 4 quadrants before that, and I had started on the 4th. But honestly, you think you've knit the 4 quadrants and that you're halfway done. You're really not, because you have 6 inches of ribbings to do, you've got cuffs to do, and you have the neckband to do. So you're really about like, oh gosh, how would you even describe it? Just shy of halfway done when you finish the 4 quadrants. So if you really buckled down, you could get it done faster. But anyway, I'm digressing. It's beautiful knit. This is, let me show you the back. You do a really pretty 3 needle bind off here, 3 needle bind off here, seaming, everything. Seaming's very easy. Just follow what she says, and if you're unsure of how to do a mattress stitch or something like that, there's tons of YouTube tutorials on how to seam, and they will get you through exactly what you need. I did do one mattress stitching where, because I know how to mattress stitch, but I've always done it where stockinette is your main your visible side. Never done it with purl, or the purl side being the visible side. And so there was a really great tutorial. If you just did like purl side mattress stitch, it was like the second one that came up. Great tutorial, and that's what I followed along. So anyway, that is the rose cardigan. The yarn that I used is Tolamaton from France. Lorraine did beautiful yarn for this. And this is 4 colors, the blue fade, that we still have enough for a rose cardigan. By the way, I knit the extra small. I knit the smallest size, and I went down 1 needle size. So it's supposed to be body on a 4 and ribbing on a 2. I went body on a 3, ribbing on a 2, because I knew I did not want the 59 billion inches of positive ease. And it's still very, very oversized. I mean, you can see how wide it is. This would easily fit someone probably 3 sizes larger than I am, still, quite easily. So just be mindful of that. She does say if you're in between sizes, size down. And I would definitely do that. And if you don't like a ton of positive ease, then I would recommend sizing down 1 or maybe even 2 times. And really the sleeves, because they're so oversized, like this is where the sleeve starts and the cuff. So as long as your cuff is fitting like right here, you're fine. So you don't have to worry about like armhole tightness or things like that. And you can of course easily lengthen the pattern by just knitting longer ribbing. There's a lot of easy mods you can make. Okay, so that's my finished object. I did not finish my Cumulus blouse. However, I did make some good progress on it. Not so much on the cruise, although I did knit it once or twice. But at VKL, I got in several rounds. So this is my Cumulus blouse. Look at that. Ta-da! So this is showing up quite a bit brighter. This is Pollen by Pollen colorway, and this is Shibui Lunar, which is silk and I believe cashmere. Let me double check my label. Extra fine, what? Stickers over top of it. Extra fine, merino. Okay, merino and mulberry silk. So that's Lunar in the Pollen colorway, held together with the Silk Cloud in Pollen as well. We are getting in the Lunar base shortly. It's actually in, we just don't have any place to put it yet, so bear with us on that. That is going to be remedied very, very soon. So stay tuned for that detail. But yeah. This is the Cumulus blouse. It's by Petite Knit. I'm knitting, I think, the second size, if I remember correctly. Very, very simple pattern. It's basic raglan with a V-neck, join in the round, knit straight for so many inches. There is no ribbing on it. There is, I believe, a I-cord bind-off on the bottom, and I know there's an I-cord bind-off on the sleeve and the neckline as well. So that will be fun to do. But yeah, and I'm going to knit this with 3/4 length sleeves because I don't like full length sleeves. And what else? Okay. Oh, I did start one project while I was at Vogue just because I wanted to. It's not a yarn that we carry. I wish, but we don't. I wanted to knit the Harlow by Brooklyn Tweed. It's the only way to describe it is a V-neck Henley type waffle knit looking, very basic tee sweater. And it was originally designed in Arbor, which is by Brooklyn Tweed, which is a woolen spun yarn. So it's quite light and airy, which I knew would be really great for our climate. And I didn't want anything super heavy or saggy because I really liked the look of the model, how she was wearing it. And so that's one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at patterns. If you really love like the drape, the style, the structure of the item that you're looking at, pay attention to the content or the type of yarn that was used and look for something similar if you're not using that exact same brand or anything like that. So for instance, Arbor I know is woolen spun, so you want a more lighter structural yarn. Superwash merino would change that the drape and the structure of the sweater, not necessarily in a bad way. It would just make it a little more saggy, a little more heavy, and so it would drape differently. If you wanted something more like the Arbor, I would recommend I always butcher the name of it. It's by Happy Go Knitting, and we have it in stock. It's like right there. It's her DK weight that we have in stock, and it's called Mirataki, I believe, or Mirataki. I'm butchering it. But that is a much lighter spun wool. It has a lot more structure, things like that. You could also substitute Kelborn woolens to be fairly similar. It's not a woolen spun, but it's a lighter weight worsted spun. And it blooms really nicely, and it has really good structure as well. You could also use the you might have to adjust your gauge ever so slightly, but the Croft from the Croft from West Yorkshire Spinners and Jameson of Shetland, that would be a good substitute. But again, you might have to adjust your gauge slightly because that's more of a very light Aran. I find personally it's a little more like worsted than a true Aran weight, but to each their own. Yeah, so that's options for you. But this is my beginnings of the Harlow, so you can see that beautiful texture and stitch definition. Now the other thing, if you are like, you know what, I just want regular wool, regular yarn, I don't care that it's woolen spun or rustic or blah blah blah, go with Josh Red Stag Fiber, the BFL Croft base. You will get the stitch definition, and just be mindful your project may grow on you a little bit at the end, more so than the pattern called for. So let's say, really, you need to measure your swatch and measure it before and after. How much does it grow? Does it grow by 1 inch? Does it grow by 5 inches? It shouldn't grow by 5 inches, but just be mindful of that. And then know, okay, I really want it the length that it says. It says knit to 9 inches. I'm only going to knit till 8 before doing this, because I know with the heaviness of the yarn and everything, it's going to grow by at least 1 inch. So that's just little things you can do. That's why it's important to swatch, unless you are like 100% familiar with how your yarn reacts. If you've never knit with a yarn before, like a brand or a base, specifically a base of yarn, I definitely recommend swatching, because you don't know how it's going to react with the way that you're stitching, whether you knit tight, loose, etc. So anyway, tubular cast on, which is why I have some waste yarn, some ribbing, and then this beautiful texture stitch. Just look at that gorgeous textured stitch. It's similar to like a broken rib in pattern, but it's going to be so pretty. And it's a v-neck, which I love a good v-neck, and it's almost black in color, which I also love. Moving on, I'm going to show, okay, so at Vogue, I literally bought 4 things. I went to Vogue knowing I wanted to get this. This is from Porterness, and it's a little stockinette ring. How cute is that? Then I did not know I was wanting these, but I had to get them. Stockinette and pearl. Look how cute. These are from Birdie Parker Designs. Very light, not heavy at all. Then I only got 1 skein of yarn. Find it here. Did I bring it? Yes. So, long story short, Diane, Suburban Stitcher, and I are going to knit the same sweater pattern. We each got us a skein of this, I'll say, special yarn, and then we're going to pair it with, I'm going to pair mine with Red Stag Fiber, she's going to pair it with her yarn, and we're going to knit matching sweaters. In our own colorways, though, because, of course, mine is revolving around black and gray. Hers is more creams and neutrals and pale pinks and golds and stuff like that. So this is my skein. Look at that. So this is from Long Island Livestock. Used to be called Long Island Yarn and Farm. And this is a skein of Surrey alpaca. Hold on, let me double check. Surrey alpaca, silk, and icicle, which gives it that little sparkle and shimmer. And it's called Black Tie Affair. Isn't it so pretty? And I'm going to pair it with Castle Rock from Red Stag Fiber, that really like icy gray. And it's going to be beautiful. I forgot the name of the sweater that we're knitting, so I'll figure that out shortly, and you'll see it on the next podcast, I'm sure. And last but not least, I said I was literally buying this ring at Vogue. So I did good. I bought 1 skein of yarn, 1 pair of ring, 1 pair of ring, 1 ring, 1 pair of earrings, and 1 bag. I got peer pressured into this bag, but I don't regret it for one moment. And no, Diane, it's not pink. I got the Hohi bag. Yes, the BA bag. And mine does come with crossbody straps. There was a mess up. I didn't get my crossbody strap, but they're mailing it to me. So look at this. So this is with a little wristlet. And you can put it back if you don't want the wristlet out. And you just snap that back in. Snap this back in. Look at that. And zipper. Ta-da! So this is what they call the rose gold metallic. I'm calling it copper and nude because this is clearly nude, like not pink. And this is copper, again, not pink. See, this isn't pink. Look, that's pink. This is not pink. Anyway, I splurged and got that. So that is my purchases from Vogue. Now, moving on to what we have new in the shop. Just a few things. Of course, we have our Leading Men Fiber Arts through Saturday the 25th. That's our trunk show. We just have Steve and Andy here. For sale. No, we don't. Steve and Andy did not come. They just sent us a box or 2 boxes of their very yummy yarn. We have their worsted weight non-superwash yarn and their fingering weight non-superwash. Plus then that table right there is filled with MCN. So really great. Again, it gets boxed up at the end of the day on Saturday the 25th. So if you snooze, you lose on that. We do have the Julie Hoover and Shibui Knits limited edition colors. They are going very fast though. I only have 4 skeins of Vintage Rose left. This is the Tweed Silk Cloud. We have Glacier and we have the Black Plum. And we are getting the Pebble base as well. It's just not arrived. It's supposed to arrive next week, I believe. I think it's shipping today. I think it ships to me today. So should be here by next week. But we're only getting it on this base and the Pebble base, and once it's gone, it is gone. So if you are looking for the Julie Hoover and Shibui collaboration, we do have this, and we have some of the pattern books as well. So, or they're like booklets. So if there's a specific pattern you're wanting and you want the hard copy of the pattern, let me know. We do have those available. I believe they're $10. They're a little bit more expensive than my typical patterns. I'll have to double check on that, but it might be $9. I'm not 100% sure. So some other things we have restocked. We have more woolen wire, the fancy jewelry stitch markers. So you can put these if you have little pendants for your stitch markers or bracelets, like charm bracelets, or if you just want some jewelry for your next knitting project. We have several of those, and those fit, I would say up to a 8, no, probably up to a 9, US 9. So there's that. Something new. Oh, we still have several issues of Winter Pom Pom. It's a great one. So if you're looking for that, we do have those available in stock. We also have Nomadic Knits in stock. We have past issues of Pom Pom as well. We have all the West Knits books are restocked, and I still have like 2 copies that are signed by Steven. So if you're looking for those, just let me know and I'll tell you which 2 copies I have. I believe I have Hybrid Knitting that he signed and maybe issue 2. I'm not 100%. I'll have to double check on that. But I know the West Knits Best Knits book 3 is not signed. We are out of we have them in stock, but not signed copies. Then these are cute little stitch markers and a progress keeper, and they have little like glass leaves on them. Perfect for the fall lovers. And then these things are so fun. Look, it's a little tape measure that's been wrapped and sewn in leather. Nice big numbers, centimeters on the other side, and you just press in the middle. So we have the tanned leather and then the chocolate. Ta-da! So these are super cute. So we have just a few of those left in stock. Those have gone pretty fast. Of course, we are pretty much fully restocked on all of our Cocoa Knits products. Needles, I believe, with the exception of maybe one like 12-inch or 16-inch needle, we are fully stocked in both fixed and interchangeable needles, bamboo needles. Of course, we are completely restocked on all of our needle sets as well. Straight needles, double points. We even have a couple double point sets. We have all the shorties. If you're looking for shorties or interchangeable shorties, we have that as well. We have tons of slub. So if you're looking for the new slubby yarn that you may have seen at VKL or at on like Sarah and Stitcher or Chelsea Luxe podcast or Chelsea Yarns podcast, we have a lot of both Chelsea Luxe and we have some still left of Diane's slub as well. We have tons of mohair right now in the shop, and we have lots of fingering weight in the shop. Oh, and I never even talked about this. This is still a work in progress. This is my Cavia. This is actually done in Leading Men Fiber Arts in the non-superwash worsted weight base. I've bound off, and I just am working on the sleeves, but I wanted to bring this into the shop and show you. It's by Caitlin Hunter, and I'm using Heirloom is the white, and the blue is Fortune Teller from Leading Men. So it's so soft and yummy, but we'll hold its structure because it's non-superwash a little bit better than superwash. So you just get, I mean, this hasn't been steamed, blocked, or anything, and look how beautiful and crisp all this definition is. I just keep petting it because it's so beautiful. Okay, so announcements. I was trying to think if I should make one announcement yet or wait till the next podcast. I think I really need to wait till the next podcast. But just know that that next podcast is very, very, very important that you tune into, because there will be a very large announcement. Just keeping you on your toes. Let's see. We will be exhibiting at the first annual Yellow Rose on the Coast show, which is next weekend. Not like the 25th. The 31st and 1st. It is in Corpus Christi. I want to say it's at St. James Episcopal Church's Community Center or something like that, in Corpus Christi. But if you go to Yellow Rose on the Coast or Google it, you can find out the address, the details, and everything. But Josh and I will be exhibiting there. We'll be having mostly Josh's yarn, the Red Stag fiber, but then I will also be bringing some notions and fun accessories and things like that from the shop. So come say hi if you are in the area. If you're in Corpus area, it's going to be a ton of fun. It's the first year they've done it, so hopefully we get some good turnout and they do the show again. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We will also be exhibiting at Houston Fiber Fest this year. Of course, that's not till June, but just, go ahead and mark it on your calendars if you want. And then we are save the date of March 13th and 14th. That is the weekend that we will be doing our anniversary party for the shop. We're not going to do it the week before because that's also when Hill Country Weavers is doing some stuff, so we don't want to conflict because we know we have some people attending the retreat. So we are going to do it the 13th and 14th. We'll be having a trunk show with Savvy Skeins. It's going to be so awesome. She has not done a trunk show for us in like a year, and she was one of my original stockists of yarn, or not stockist. She was one of my original brands that I had stocked in the store. Even when I had the online store, we had Savvy Skeins. So I'm really excited that she's coming back and refreshing the stash of awesome Savvy Skeins yarn that we have in the shop. And she'll be bringing tons of new stuff with her as well, so be sure to come for that. We'll have some other fun surprises in store for the anniversary. So again, mark your calendars. It's March 13th and 14th. We will have extended hours, and we will also, I have to quadruple check something, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be open Saturday, March 15th in the afternoon, like a 1 to 5 or 1 to 4, something like that. But don't hold me to it quite yet. I have to double check that I don't have anything to do on the 15th, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be available to do that. As I know, some of you guys work, you can't get away on weekends and everything, so I am trying to be conscious of that and be open, probably about 3 times a year on a Sunday, and I try to give you guys advance notice when we do it as well, just so that you guys can make a plan and come out, and I will keep doing it on the occasional basis as long as people do come out. That is one reason why I had to stop doing our extra late night, opening till 8 on Tuesday, is we never had anyone past 6 p.m. So that's why we're only open 10 to 6 on that day. So again, I don't know why I said again, but anyway, I think that's it. I feel like I'm rambling at this point because I can't share that bit of news yet. We are going to be having a lot more classes, so stay tuned. Of course, the brioche class that's happening this weekend is completely full. We are going to be having another one in March. I just have to nail down the date exactly. It'll be later in March. But once that gets out, then we'll get everyone signed up for that. And that one we can probably fit in a few more people as well. We had to limit the class size this time, but next time we should be able to fit in a few more people as well. And we're going to be having a cable class shortly as well. Again, just have to confirm some dates on that. The sock class is also completely full, so we've had some great response to that, and probably we'll do another sock class sometime later in the spring, early summer. And we'll have some other classes as well, so stay tuned to Instagram, Facebook, of course the podcast here, and the website for class calendars. Yeah. So thanks so much for tuning in. I will talk to you guys next time, and happy knitting. Bye.